We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. First up, we're going to swear in the new council members.
Sure. Do I swear them in and then you take the photo with them? Or do I mine the photo?
You're swearing.
Oh.
You're up.
One of you.
All right.
Yep, who wants to go first?
Larry says I'm up.
Okay, so I just need you to read this starting there. And then if you agree, you'll sign it and then I'll notarize your signature.
Can I take it out loud?
Yes, you have
Raise your right hand too.
I can't pass reading it out loud. Okay, I, Randy.
Raise your right hand.
Oh, right hand. Should let him go first. I, Randy Wick, do solemnly swear that, or I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Kansas and faithfully discharge the duties of council member for the City of St. Francis. So help me God, and this I do under the pains and penalties of perjury. Yep. Should have held on to the pen.
And the next,
Then why don't you get a picture with him?
nope, we have to take a picture.
There you go. Okay.
The picture I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, well.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I, David Butler, do solemnly swear, or I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Kansas and faithfully discharge the duties of City Council member of St. Francis, Kansas. So help me God, and this I do under pains and penalty of perjury.
Larry?
Good.
Oh yeah, we have to do a picture, I forgot.
Oh,
We're gonna get in trouble.
No problem.
We're gonna get in trouble.
I, Larry Finley, do solemnly
Right hand.
swear,
Right hand.
I do
Right hand.
solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Kansas, and faithfully discharge the duties of council member for the City of St. Francis. So help me God, and this I do under the pains and penalties of perjury. Right here, right?
Mhm.
You don't wanna be in the picture, Amanda?
You're supposed to be in the picture.
I don't think so.
All right, we need, I guess, did everybody have a chance to read the minutes from the December 22nd meeting?
I move to approve minutes last December.
Moved by Justin. Second by Bud to approve the minutes, all in favor? Then we need to approve the corrected minutes from the December 28th, 2023 meeting.
I'm gonna make the corrections.
Moved by Larry,
Second.
second by Justin, all in favor? Okay. Consent agenda. We need permission for clerk to pay insurance at time of billing, permission for clerk to pay utilities at time of billing, permission for clerk to pay utility incentives before the 25th of the month, permission for clerk to pay theater bills when due, permission for clerk to pay payment service network bills when due, permission for clerk to pay attorney bills when due, and permission for clerk to pay the following membership dues: Kansas Mayor's Association of $50, League of Kansas Municipalities of $1,095.68, Kansas Clerks and Municipal Finance Officers Association of $100, Kansas Municipal Utilities of $3,494, and the Northwest Kansas Planning and Development Commission of $3,521.
Move to approve.
Moved by Justin, second by Bud, all in favor? Sheriff's report, did you get anything from Cody?
There's something.
Yeah, you have something in there. Statistics.
Anybody have any questions? New business, we have the NWKP and DC, Deb Minkler, and Kansas Infrastructure Hub, Sean Westner and Shannon Craig. Are they coming?
Lila wrote a phone number down.
For Shannon, but I
Uh-huh.
thought,
I thought the other lady was coming, so I don't know.
Shannon did. Should we hold off on that?
That's what I wonder.
Okay, we can do that. Mayor appointments, we need to go through. I don't know if David or Randy, if you guys have any thoughts on what committees you wanna be on? I wondered, do you still be on PDC since it was during the day?
I can't go, so
That's what I wonder if we should just
put somebody else on.
put somebody else on. I mean, hopefully this will be the last year.
Yeah. That's fine.
Do you have any-
Everything in yellow is available.
Correct, yeah. And then I think, if we take Larry off on PBC, there'd be some positions there, which would have to be. Yes. And I don't remember who was where before.
Where, do what?
Do you remember what you were on before? Do you care? Do you wanna be on PBC?
Well, I was on the CCDC board.
Which I think
But,
Bud's on there now, yeah.
um,
Do you wanna be on the PBC?
what about the theater board as well?
Okay. Theater board? Okay. David said he would do theater board. And PBC,
Parks and Recreation.
Randy, do you, do you wanna be the other one on PBC, Randy?
Sure.
Okay,
It's just one meeting,
it might be a
Just one.
couple.
one, maybe two meetings to approve bond payments.
Well, if it didn't pay off earlier, it might be a few more this year, but, so. Would you wanna be on Parks and Rec? Both of you wanna be on Parks and Rec, cause we have nobody.
Or it doesn't matter.
I'll do first.
wouldn't mind being on it if it.
Okay, let's skip back, would you be on Roadside Park?
Sure.
Okay. So those are taken care of. We still need an at-large Roadside Park. A citizen, if anybody thinks of somebody, guess we'll leave that blank for now. Pool board, did you,
They're working on, talking to 4 or 5 people.
okay,
We don't have anything definite yet.
okay, we'll leave those. So. We have utilities and 2 people on parks.
Let's see what we do.
Utilities would be fine too.
What's that?
I'd do the utilities.
You do utilities
Sure.
Put me here.
on parks?
Mm-hmm.
Do you wanna come off of,
Off of what? Got a bond?
no. You it not that easy.
Nice try, Larry.
So Justin, you're on streets, are you good with that?
Yep.
Okay,
Wait, who's going on utilities?
utilities, are you guys okay with that? If he's, Randy?
That sounds great. You get to review the utilities chapter for the.
Okay,
So you got Randy and Robert?
yep, are you good with being on utilities still?
Yeah.
Okay, so then, are you good on parks?
Sure.
Okay,
Who's on first?
David? And then you went on parks?
Yeah.
Okay,
So what was on parks?
we have David and Larry on parks.
Oh, I thought.
Oh, did you want,
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah. But that's okay.
what, let's see,
I'm fine.
cause that splits it. One person would be on each one, right? There's 3, streets and alleys, utilities and parks,
Mm-hmm.
and so that would get 2 of us on each one. So is everybody okay with that? The way we have it, me and Justin on streets, Randy and Bud on utilities, and then David and Larry on parks. Killer Pond Committee, we need a citizen at large, if you can think of anybody that,
We need somebody, a citizen on that one and also on the pool board.
and
If
roadside park,
anybody knows of anybody that would definitely be interested.
so,
And what, I'm sorry?
roadside park. Does that take care of everything? We have 3 vacants for the citizens at large.
Looks like it.
Sherry, did you want to volunteer for anything? Just thought I would ask.
I, unless it's a conflict, cause I work at the city, I could do roadside park as well. Or can it be an employee that volunteers as a citizen?
The only thing roadside park is we have Mike Meyer. We have a city employee.
Okay, I
Well,
just
I-
was,
I-
I was offering to do it as a citizen, but I didn't know if that would be a
Lauren, do you-
conflict, because I'm an employee as
No,
well.
And I'm assuming we had a city, at least just one city employee and then
Probably.
citizens, so
Yeah.
anybody that would have input or utilize it, and I don't know.
If you can't find anybody and it's not a conflict, I'll do it.
Okay,
How does that sound?
I'll have to look and see if it's a conflict, because I think the point of a citizen at large is somebody who does not speak for
on behalf of the city.
or on behalf of the city.
Unless
And while
Mike
I know
doesn't
that,
want
while
to.
I know that you wouldn't be doing it in your capacity, you
Right.
still.
Let's, if
yeah.
somebody else, but if you can't
Okay.
find anybody, I'll do it.
Okay, and maybe if Mike doesn't want to do it.
Roadside park.
No, we'll leave Mike on there.
So the 2 that need citizens is which ones?
Roadside
Just have
Park,
to ask.
Keller's Pond,
Oh,
and Pool
just
Board.
have Keller, she was
Okay.
volunteer
So,
with
yeah.
me. It'd be a fair
In
payback.
Keller's Pond, we're trying to think, Keller's Pond, we have Larry on behalf of the city and then Mike Hanson on behalf of the county, but he also kind of represents the wildlife aspect of it, so we were kind of wanting geared towards somebody that maybe utilizes the walking trails, that would have more of that mindset. But I guess any volunteer would maybe work.
I could ask my daughter.
Does she walk out there?
She yeah, we both walk out through. This last year, we were a little shy, yeah.
Yeah.
When we walk out there, have a pull up the pass.
Yeah. What scared you off?
I'll ask her.
Okay. All right. So, are we good on this?
I think
Other
so.
than we need, I guess the council needs to vote on a council president.
I nominate Larry. I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded by Justin, moved by Justin, seconded
Do I
by.
get a say?
No.
No.
You can make an alternative motion if you have somebody else.
Yeah, pick somebody else, Larry. All right, moved by Justin, seconded by Randy, all in favor. Okay. You're stuck. Read.
He does a good job.
Thank you.
All right.
It takes all of us.
We need to approve approve them, pass them out,
On the appointments,
on the, budget allocations. I mean, we've already
I think you need a motion for the
to approve them.
appointments.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
need to approve the 2026 budgeted allocations. We've got CCDC, 42,000, Senior Center, 10,000, Options Domestic Violence of 3,000, Western Kansas Child Advocacy Center for 3,000, and the Cheyenne County Food Pantry for 3,000.
Move to approve.
Moved by Justin, second by Larry, all in favor. RV park license at Zimbelman, renewal.
Anything here?
Unless you want.
No, as long, I just didn't know if
Oh.
we needed to
Okay, I'm
say
gonna,
anything.
after they approve that, I think we need motions for.
For the mayor appointments.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
After Larry asked me that, I'm like, yeah, we need to,
Okay,
do I hear a motion to approve the RV park license application for Zimbelman RV Park? Moved by Bud,
Second.
second by Randy, all in favor? Let's go back up to the mayor appointments. Do you want me to read through them all?
do you recall how you've done it in the past?
I'll just read through them. So,
Okay,
we're gonna need a motion for the mayor appointments. We have theater board, Pat Crest, Ty Falconer, Robert Martinez, Lacey Grogan, Leisha Hilt, and council member David Butler. Roadside Park, we have Randy Wick, Dan Blair, Mike Meyer, Carrie Swiger, and one at-large to be determined. Pool board, we have Larry Finley, Dan Blair, Margaret Poling, Bruce Swihart, Keely Lloyd, and one citizen to be determined. Standing committees, we have Streets and Alleys, myself and Justin Moore. Utilities, Randy Wick and Robert Erskine. Parks, Rec, and Refuge, we have David Butler and Larry Finley. Safety, Dan Blair, myself, and Wyatt Landenberger. Keller Pond Committee, we have Larry Finley, Mike Hansen, and a citizen to be determined. Washington Street Beautification Committee, we have myself, Justin Lohr, Dan Blair, Derek Carmichael, Carla Lampy, Robin Riley, and Chris Oldston. Council representative to CCDC board is Bud Erskine. Council member to 911 board is myself. Housing Authority, Janet Jensen, Keely Lloyd, Carol Walters, Pam Bolin, and John Larson. Public Building Commission, we have Larry Finley, David Butler, Randy Wick. The St. Francis Rec Commission, we have Jill Swigert, Susan Dinkle, two members at large, Kelly Freeland, Carla Lampy, and one member as a consultant, Bruce Swihart. The city appointments are City Attorney Lauren Rayeltz, City Superintendent Dan Blair, Municipal Judge Justin Gardner, Municipal Court Clerk Wyatt Landenberger, Assistant City Clerk Jennifer Blair, City Treasurer Jennifer Blair, Freedom of Information Officer Wyatt Landenberger, Fire Chief Dan Blair, Assistant Fire Chief Chris Labarge, Fire Department Treasurer Keaton Fruin. The name of the official newspaper is the St. Francis Herald and Bird City Times, and the name of the official depositories is The Bank, F&B Bank, and Western State Bank. Do I hear a motion?
I'll move to approve the mayor appointments for 2026.
Moved by Larry, second by Bud, all in favor? Okay. We have trash waiver for Scott Schultz at 709 South Denison, that is a renewal. Moved by Bud to approve. Second by Randy, all in favor? Okay. Building permits.
I saw them, I'll move to approve.
Moved by Bud to approve the building permits. Dan, did you have any problems with any of them?
No.
Okay, it's been moved by Bud to approve the 3 building permits. We've got Dennis Schinger at 528 East First Street for driveway concrete. Adam Guthmiller at 420 East Whittier, for a shed. And Randy Roebuck at 414 North Benton for a fence. Moved by Bud, second by Justin, all in favor? Okay. Old business, property cleanup. I think there's a spreadsheet there. Lauren, you got a letter to the property on Third Street, Fourth Street. On the property that was deeded to tear down and the building wasn't put. Remember, we were gonna, you got that sent right last month?
The deeds here in the paperwork.
That's on Emerson, right?
Yeah, isn't it?
I believe so. I typed it. I will verify with my office staff that it got sent, but it got typed.
Are
I'm
you
not the one who-
Are you CCing City Hall, so?
Yeah, did you,
If you're emailing it to the clerk, I don't know.
okay, I don't know how they
Just so
would've.
that way, like, when.
Yeah,
things go
well,
out
so
there-
I would've, so what I would've done is I would've typed it and it would've sent, and then they would've, cause they have the envelopes and everything up front with the city and the letterhead and everything, so that would've, I'll check with my office staff, but I guess I,
Cause I don't, how, did we give them a time frame? I don't know what we did on that one. I don't remember.
I will check into that tomorrow and I will shoot you an,
So we had the property over here that, Pat Cross, we
Oh,
were
yeah.
talking about that, about tearing it down, and came to our attention that the Bensmore property that we deeded, that he had a time frame to get a building up,
and he did
and
not
he
get it.
hadn't, and so she was gonna follow up with a letter.
Mhm.
And touch base with them too, and see.
Well, we probably need
Yeah,
an official
that's
letter.
It's been quick deeded, so what's the issue? I'm sorry.
What-
On which one?
One that you're talking about, Pat Crest. Quick
There's
deed.
That's
nothing
not
with
the,
that one.
that's not the one we're talking about.
Oh, okay, that's what
We're-
was getting me confused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's,
When that one came up, we looked at that property, do you remember that property on East Fourth Street that the city put out for bid? Had an old house
Okay.
that needed condemned,
Yeah.
and Ben purchased it with the terms that it was to be tore down and a building was supposed to be put up. Well, in looking at that property, we pulled that deed and there's a time frame on there, and so
Mm.
Lauren was supposed to
It
follow
was
up with
out-
him he was out of
it
compliance
was out of
with-
compliance, and so his options were to either call City Hall and get it on the agenda, or
Okay.
come into my office and sign a quick claim deed, deeding it back to the city.
Okay, must have been not even on that one.
Yeah. And that's been a couple of years ago.
Oh,
at
It
this
was,
time.
yeah, but it was a, I mean, he had a while to get it done, I think,
I can't remember. I feel like it was a short time.
was it?
I feel like maybe it's just 6 months instead of a year like we normally do, but regardless, that was, oh,
Pictures are from today, not the
Okay.
ones on the list.
the ones that were from pending from last time, okay.
It was 6 months.
I was gonna say, I thought it was shorter than what we normally do out there, but it's still,
Yeah, let me check with my, I'll check with my staff tomorrow,
'cause I don't,
cause I remember I did that, and I did the deed in case he decided to come in and sign it, cause everyone in my office is a notary, so it's
So the deed
I will
hasn't
check.
hasn't been signed yet?
not to my, I guess it might be, not to my knowledge, I feel like my staff would have sent me an email at least, but I will check, I will let you know tomorrow morning.
If it hasn't been done, we need to start proceeding so you can get it back and resell it.
it's got a time frame.
And that was, I mean, if he wants to come and get on the council agenda and ask the
But
council.
as far as that one over there, we gave her 6 months.
As far
right?
as that, so that, I received an email, since we're on it, I'll just
Yeah.
I'll just jump if I can, if you don't mind. I received an email, from Betty Peterson. My entire computer just froze. She sent me a copy of the filed deed, and stated that she's hopeful the demolition will be completed by late spring. Mother Nature and schedules will determine those dates, but the title work had gone through. She did acquire the property, and my understanding is she's looking into hiring someone to have it demolished.
I don't think there's any worry about that.
It was in our papers,
I don't think I need to look through this one.
Right, but that's not something that the city sold, that's something that,
No,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
know, he told
but I
me.
think we gave her 6 months, I
Yeah.
mean, from the date that she acquired.
I think so too, and so we have, and then the deed was recorded on 12/31/2025. How clean is that, end of June?
So that one on Emerson Street, there's a picture of a pickup, it's just, it's been sitting there a long time, it's not current time. Not current time. The checker.
Okay.
So that would be more of a Cody thing, I'll just take a picture of it.
Yeah, and maybe I need to check with Cody to see about,
I got a question on that one. He's using that commercially. It's not zoned commercial, I don't believe, according to Betty.
and, is that on the Emerson one?
Yep.
Yep, that's been our concern. as well. Is this a new one?
They're all on the list,
What's that?
they're all on the list right now.
I didn't see that one on the list.
And
Oh, yep, there it is.
This was started with such great promise.
Right?
You said commercial, you just told me storage,
It's not zoned commercial, I believe.
but he's just using it for storage.
I think so, but it's commercial storage, cause it's like shingles. It's like about square shingles on it.
I did mention that. Okay, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, it looks pretty good.
The one on the river,
Yeah, that's good.
the 619 South River, it was pretty much cleaned up. That one's okay, it can be whatever column we need to check on that one. What about the 521 South Denison, 203 East Emerson, and the 616 South Denison?
Has anything been done on any of them, Dylan? You know?
616 had nothing, well,
It did, and
yeah, it did.
it did, and then it
Yeah.
looks bad again. I think we
Just
would.
got a mess in the driveways all right now. The front yard got cleaned up again when I went by there today,
Yeah,
but it's all, what,
I touch back on what Randy said about the zoning? Why are you saying that it's commercial?
He's using it for his business storage.
Okay, but business is defined as retail or wholesale store, commercial or business, so you're saying it's a commercial or business purpose?
Yeah, the stuff that he's storing on is commercial,
Okay,
because he's a contractor and he's got shingles stored there. But
interior or exterior?
exterior,
Okay,
he moved it from behind the garage to between the house and the garage, but it's still stored there.
I think that happened after our initial letter, he moved from one spot.
does he live on that lot?
No,
Okay,
Which is also, there's trailer in the street and a vehicle that's not tied, which I did bring up to Cody, I'll have to,
That's also not in his name, is it?
the house.
Yeah, and then his mom?
oh, that's his mom.
But it was served, I mean. With those little spots on those three.
It's gonna work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep pushing forward.
Okay. I guess those three, do you have that? The 521 South Dennison, the 203 East Emerson, and the 616 South Dennison. Those three are not in compliance.
So,
They need to be. I guess I need to tell Lauren that.
yeah, just tell me what the next step is and then,
well, they'd be cited, wouldn't they? So that would go over to, the sheriff's office would be informed of that.
Or does it go through your office?
It hadn't, it can. It used to go through my office, and then it went over to the sheriff's office, and they were writing tickets for it, rather than a complaint coming from my office.
Okay.
But if you wanted to come back to my office, I can do it,
I
but,
don't ever recall them writing tickets for property cleanup. Had they?
yeah.
now that Lauren's talking about that, I believe so. So then I just am not sure. So let me write
Because that's
this.
included in their, because that's part of issuing the citation is included in their contract, whereas I would bill my hourly rate
Okay.
to prepare them, and so as a cost-saving measure to the city,
Go through
they
that.
had been writing the tickets
Okay.
because they can just do it on their form, whereas I have to do it in a pleading-style complaint and actually type it out.
Yep, well,
And does that just come from our office? And we just say, as per the council meeting last night, these three need to be cited for property cleanup? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
They should know, I believe it's 8-208, give me a second here.
Okay, while you're looking, 521 South Dennison, 203 East Emerson, and 616 South Dennison are the ones that need to get a
correct.
citation. Okay.
And as far as 703 South Francis and 511 South River, it looks like we were not able to get service on them, so, I talked with Cody about, seeing about getting personal service, how that would happen where they don't reside in the county, that we'd have to contact law enforcement in another county, another state, to see if they can personally serve paperwork. I think we should be able to, I just don't know how that works. Have we ever done that before?
That I don't know of.
I don't
Some,
know.
something I might suggest, since we have tried it, and if this works, Lauren would have to answer this. I would suggest on the 511 South River, maybe rather than sending it certified return receipt, since we've tried that, because it goes to a physical address, and they either may not answer the door. I don't know how it works, but if they won't answer the door for the carrier, I wonder if we send it with a tracking number and see if it at least gets delivered to that address.
That's here in town?
No, that's in Parachute, Colorado. I realize they're not signing for it, but if we just do it, where we get a tracking number.
Yeah, but all things that go with a return receipt requested should have a tracking number. We already have
What
that.
I'm getting at is that it's
They're
their
never-
choice to sign for it or not. But if we just send it priority, we can at least get a confirmation it got put in their box, so we at least know they get the paperwork. Now, I don't know how that
I'll
works
have-
with our code, I'm just,
I'll have
that's
to
a suggestion.
see
It's worked pretty well with return checks because I can pull it up and I can see it's been delivered in their box. Whereas this, if they choose not to sign for it,
And if they work odd
Mhm.
hours or, you know,
Yep.
where they're not able to get to the post office or
yep,
they're, have creditors after them and not signing for things on purpose, I mean, there's lots of reasons why it
mhm,
could go unsigned.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just my opinion, if it's allowable with what our code says.
The code section for the sheriff's office, I'll look at that in a second while I'm in here. It's 8-2A is an alpha 08.
Okay.
Give me a second to look at service of process.
When you send that, you mentioned the trailer and the expired tag vehicle on the street. I've mentioned it twice already, so if you mention it when you send that information, maybe we can address both issues. Anything else property cleanup?
While I was gone, looked like we had a pretty good little windstorm.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Project pending? Anything there? Justin, when was Washington Street removed again?
Let me see here. This month. Fifteenth, this
15th?
week, Thursday,
Thursday, what time? Four?
is 3 p.m.
3?
And you're supposed to bring coffee.
Is the property unoccupied?
Is seven open by 3?
Hey, 3:30?
3:30? We took 3:30, we'll meet down there. Oh, no.
Hang on just a second.
It is not.
Show me, one second.
So we're just talking about.
They may, that's
Mhm.
for someone who's here, if the property is unoccupied, and the residence is provided by the section shall be given by telephone communication or first class mail.
Then
On the
why don't
western
you
part?
say that because we could also possibly try that on
Somebody else told me
703
about
South
your
Denison as well.
Which that was December. That was before Christmas.
But that
So-
one might be a little different. I think that one she gave us her physical. But I'm wondering if she has a PO box and she lives in a city, so they don't, because they send it back unknown. But this one, we could try that if they're agreeable to that. I know that's what it said, so let's just make sure they're good with it.
So, yeah.
8-2A is an alpha 09 subsection B states if the owner or the agent of the owner of the property has failed to accept delivery or otherwise failed to effectuate receipt of a notice or order sent pursuant to this section during the preceding 24-month period, the governing body may provide notice of the issuance of further orders to abate or remove nuisance from such property, or provide notice of the order by such methods, including, and then it lists some, but then the next sentence says, if the property is unoccupied and the owner is a non-resident, which is the case in this instance, notice provided by this section shall be given by telephone communication or first-class mail. And then it says what the order has to state, which is the same thing as that it stated originally.
What is that section?
Dash
Dash 2A.
8-2A09 subsection B.
So do you want us to try and send that like in a priority envelope so we can see that it was delivered?
Yep. Okay. Project spending, employee motel property can come off.
For projects pending, we have the new codification. We have the
It's
codification.
on there.
Yeah, but should we set a time?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, no, we're crossing,
I-
we're crossing things off the list, Lauren, we're not adding things.
Okay, well, I'm trying to
I
get
feel
this
like-
also crossed off the list because it's been going on for 3 years.
I feel accomplished, we crossed something off the
Okay, great.
project
I emailed 3 chapters to David and 3 chapters to Randy.
Okay,
Those were what Dara and Kale respectively had, but now they're
yours.
they're yours. And we should probably set a time for a workshop where we can meet. I don't know if we want to meet here, or if we want to meet. I know you met at Mike Day's office. I guess we could meet at my office. We'd have to do it downstairs.
We could meet here.
Yeah, I was like, it's probably warmer here than it is. But we should probably set a time for that in the next. I would suggest the beginning of February or the beginning of March.
Let's go March.
Okay.
Does that work for everybody?
Do we want to do? I guess do Monday's work? Do we want to do the 6th? Well, the 2nd. First Monday, or I mean, we don't have to do it on a Monday. We can do it any of the other.
What's everybody's schedules like? Night of the week? Wednesdays out for you?
Tuesdays I'm available in the evening, Wednesdays I'm not, Thursdays I'm not, Mondays I'm available.
Monday, Monday the 2nd?
Sure.
7 o'clock? Does that work for everybody?
I'll make that work.
What?
I said I think I'll be here. Probably should.
That's-
Um,
That's
It's
farm
in
return day,
March.
so I'm.
It's what?
Do you wanna go push it back?
Well, I don't want to push to the 16th because then I'm getting into individual returns. I'd rather do it the 2nd than the 16th. I mean, we could do it.
Cause you're done with farm returns back.
I'm done with farm returns on the 2nd. That's the
Yeah.
due date.
Yeah, so you'd be good.
So
then.
yeah, that would be.
Okay,
I might be looking a little shell shocked at the meeting, but I'll be available.
okay,
That's just to do recodification.
yep, just to go through any changes
I-
anybody had.
Right. So
Was it, we
February.
say 3-2?
7 in the
Yep,
evening.
3 to 7 o'clock here, yep,
7 in the morning?
I mean, we could.
No.
No. Breakfast.
She said no.
That's just in case I have any issues with farm returns, so I can get them fixed and resent.
Amanda's bringing
I
breakfast?
said that,
Is that what
yes.
you said?
At
Yes.
7 o'clock
7
in
in the
the
morning.
evening, okay,
I like breakfast in the evening too.
okay, yeah,
Pancake dinner.
there you go. Pancakes with pasta. With pasta.
Pasta pancakes.
Did that at our church.
You got to do them in the shape of a
What
cross.
kind of special?
All right, 3-2.
All
Look
right,
at us. We're
moving on.
crossing things off. Yes, we are.
On the property cleanup at 600 South Adams, Dan, I sure have not seen any siding go up, have you? I haven't seen any siding come in.
He ain't made it to Denver yet.
I guess not. Streets projects, are they not coming?
You know what I'm wondering is if she thinks that we're mountain. So I think we have a couple of options. I wonder if we could call Shannon, get her on the phone and tell her that,
They didn't show up.
Deb has not shown up yet and wonder, because I don't,
Well, library audit, Lila didn't get any information back, so we have to table that till the next meeting anyways, so.
If you're thinking mountain time, you're only talking 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we might as well just wait just a
Yeah.
little bit and see.
totally up
So-
to you. That's what I'm wondering.
Yep, library audit, Lila reached out to the league and hasn't heard back from them, so, visitors, Sherry, do you have any insight this evening? Okay. Theater report, do we have anybody, have anything, theater?
Just have
Just
the monthly report.
We went over all the projects pending, didn't we?
Yeah, did you have anything you wanted to?
No.
I mean, you remember from the last time, it's one of those, you know, once it gets on there, it takes
It's there.
forever to get it off. That's why I got excited, we gotta cross one off. Didn't wanna add one right back in its place.
You want me to leave it on there just for a little while so you can say cross that off, cross that off? No, just kidding.
stuff's even more impressive. Anything, anybody have any questions on the board? Superintendent report.
Take a long passing around, since I didn't get anything to the office. Our digger truck, we've been having issues with it again, so Altech come in and looked at it, and they gave an estimate of what it's gonna cost, $3,716.91. And that slip ring assembly, that's what he believes it is. He got here and of course it started working, so we went out and used it and it worked all day. But
Put them on the phone there.
as soon as, that's what we're gonna have to do.
He's pretty confident this will take care of it.
Yeah, he cleaned that up first time he was out here and it straightened up and then it started acting up a little bit. So he's pretty confident, yeah. If you wanna try it a little longer, we can.
I think you just gotta get it fixed, don't you?
Probably.
I'll move to approve the estimate to Altech for $3,716.91.
It's been moved by
Repair
Larry.
the digger truck.
Sorry.
Second.
Second by Justin, all in favor?
Hey, bud.
Okay, well, the mechanics out here working on the digger truck, we got thinking of bucket trucks. After February, we don't have a bucket truck that will work. Well, I mean, we're 25 years old, it's theirs, 20 years old, it's anybody else's, so. Something to think about. I did call Altech salesman. He said if you wanna go with a material handling bucket truck, which it's, we can do it either way, but the material handler will make it a little easier for the big crew we got, you know, cause it'll lift stuff, we don't have to have two people running a digger truck all the time. We still will part of the time, but anyway, for a new truck, going to new, 41-foot material handlers, $230,000 to $240,000. And a non-material handler in a 40-foot truck would be $180,000 to $190,000.
You're talking new.
If you guys wanna go used, we can, he needs the price, 'cause like he said, we don't set one. So we would need to make our minds up what we wanna spend on it and tell him. So, but also if you're gonna go used, you gotta make sure it's, you got 4 or 5 years in there to trade it or something before you're right back to the same boat where you don't have it. Cause basically they won't trade ours in because they can't even auction them. We can auction them off, maybe a farmer will buy it from them, you know. But Altech can't do anything with them after we're out of
So are you having issues now?
with our truck. Our little truck's getting worn pretty bad. But,
Like what kind of issues?
well, we actually have some stuff broken in it that needed to be welded a long time ago, and we haven't been able to get it in. The tire shop wouldn't weld it. Andrew said he would weld it, but he hasn't been able to get it in and do it. It's a stabilizer more on the front end. Now, if we drove it on the highway a lot, I'd say no, you better not do that, but as soon as something breaks on it, then we're screwed, basically. So you just wanna think about it, well, next meeting we can do that, or toss it around a while, or whatever.
Yeah, I'd say we table it for the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so the one page here for prairie land maintenance agreement that I talked to Cody Pound out of Norton. This is similar to what it would look like if we did sign with them. But they basically, when I asked you if this would cover us, if you guys didn't have a lineman anymore at all, and he said they got a lot going on right now, he didn't want to overcommit, so that'd take a lot more discussion. And anytime, obviously, anytime they're out of power and we're out of power, we're gonna be waiting. So, that's that, I mean. So I got a quote from Solomon on getting rid of that oily dirt we got. It'll be roughly $10,164.15 to get hold of. That's 2 oil spills, we're still holding on to the first one, hadn't got it on yet.
So what do you do if you, what happens if you just leave it in the container?
For how long?
Indefinite. Indefinite.
Or are we storing it?
I mean, is there any legal ramifications to do that?
I don't know,
$10,000.
And we dug the dirt out,
Yeah.
so. I mean, I can ask more from our PCB guy, that's just the best thing. He suggested we send it off to them so we have a paper trail. And get rid of it. In order to send it off, I got quotes from ABG Bags, which they sell dirt bags basically. That's what they call them. And they have transformer containment bags and containment on the containment of berms is something that we gotta have if we do have any more spills. That'd be $5,331 for that. All that together. And that's for 15 of the bags. And 15 of the small, transformer bags, and then 10-meter bags. And 4 of the containment berms.
So now you're up to 15 just to get rid of the dirt. Why don't you check and see what our options are if we just held it? I'm just curious as much as anything. And that's a lot of money. And I realize it's EPA and all the other crap. Stuff. Okay. What you think? Please check into it.
I just don't know where you're gonna hold it for indefinitely. Right now, it's sitting in our shop.
Anybody have a hazardous waste recycling?
Does it need to be covered?
What's that, Justin?
I was wondering if anybody had any
It'll have to be covered it's outside, otherwise it
Mm.
solid waste recycling, hazardous waste, used to do this stuff.
I don't suppose there's any options about build dump pit. No,
Any houses what?
any options of the old dump pit? Randy doesn't think so.
Basically, what I was told by our, PCB guy, cause we have a guy come in every year and do our PCB audit and stuff. And he said that if we wanna dispose of it any way other than like Solomon, we would need to call the state, and they would tell us where to take it. And that might be Great Bend. Great Bend's the closest one I know. Takes.
What about delivering ourselves?
What about what?
Just delivering ourselves or you?
Well, that's what I mean. But I'm sure they still charge you for taking it. Nobody takes anything that's
Contaminated.
hazardous or contaminated for free.
see if, kinda what we'd be looking at?
I'll try to get hold of TCD guy again, go through him, cause
Okay.
I don't think we wanna do anything that's not signed by somebody.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
No, yeah.
I get that.
And I don't wanna sign anyone we already have. Okay, so other than that, they're gonna come and do our annual inspection on the lift station Wednesday. I think we've got the sweeper parts squared around, but they don't have it in stock, so I don't know, we're gonna wait on that. That was kind of a race to get that done. They were originally gonna charge us 15% restocking fee, plus freight back. So I got on the phone with the company that owned the global company for the sweeper. Talked to him and he said we had to pay it. If we were, we had to pay it, and we argued back and forth long enough that he finally realized he sent the wrong part, so he couldn't come.
Sweet.
So that's taken care of. Now we're waiting on the other parts. Still waiting on the air compressor for the plant. And I did not have time to get ahold of B&H for chip seal or crack fill today, but I think we need to come in and crack fill College Street myself. And we need to start up there Spencer and go all the way to the fairgrounds, cause that's New Street. And crack should be pretty wide.
Is there any other streets that we need to hit while they're here?
Well, we could. What do you say, 4 or 5 blocks? Is that what I said last time? Last meeting, 4 or 5 blocks for about 15,000, which is a pallet of that stuff.
I think that's what you said.
So, depending on how big the cracks are and stuff. I just noticed the other day the ones on College are pretty big, and luckily we haven't had freeze thaw to worry about this year too much, so.
Yeah.
But I'll get a price by next meeting on that. I just did not have time to get it done today.
I guess it's my take on things, I mean, it's what Justin's talked about too, is that we're not talking about a lot of money to crack seal. We need to do what we can to protect what we've got, and then try to get the chip sealing done.
I mean, that other one we talked about was, what's it, Denison, with the big wide, they've been filled and then they're big wide, they were gonna put mastic in them and fill that,
Yeah.
but that was gonna be another expense on top of that. I'll get a price for sure by next meeting, so we can pull the trigger on our own.
So what is the top priority of the next street we're planning on doing, or next streets, couple streets? Do we know that
I
yet?
don't think
Okay.
we really, three of us have
Yeah.
talked about it, but.
Just kinda waiting on the project,
On what?
the big project, where we're at with that and what we can do, basically.
Well, I'm sure Dan's probably mentioned it too, there's some other things, Nat and I have talked about this a little bit, there's some long-term projects we need to look at too, in addition from
Such as?
Water tower, plant, if we wanna be able to generate, we're gonna have to do some
Yeah.
repairs. Life expectancy of the water tower, we've been talking about it the 10 years I've been on, you know, when's that thing gonna
Right.
expire that we need to replace it? So, as much as we need streets fixed, do we want power and water, or do you want
Yeah.
streets without potholes? I mean,
Is there a certain section for like water towers for the cities that we can go after money for?
I don't. Here's the thing, we'd have to raise our water rates probably double before we could even apply for grant funding, cause we're so low on our rates that we can't even qualify to apply. So, we would have to significantly raise what we're charging to even go after grant funding.
I didn't realize that was a requirement. Okay.
You have to have a minimum charge before they'll even consider.
You brought
We're not
that
even
up.
close.
You brought that up.
Yeah,
It's been a while since we've looked into it, but I
It's
think
been
we were
quite
gonna
a
have to
while.
double our rates, and it's probably more than that now.
I think it was shortly after I became superintendent, someone was telling me we would have to raise our rates to even think, didn't JR run into that too, and some stuff,
Yeah.
so.
What's been talked about is correct me if I'm wrong, just a tank out by one of the,
South of town.
southeast of town, and then gravity feed into the airport.
Would that still give us our water pressure?
Isn't
That's
that-
what JR thought, I mean, when JR was still here,
Yeah, they said that it was higher than what
It is
town
actually
was out
higher.
there.
out there, that it would actually gravity feed.
Elevation.
It don't look
higher.
like it when you're standing out there, but.
No. But I still don't know how
I mean,
it
that,
costs.
that's just a couple things that we've kind of discussed, but I still say we gotta stay on the streets.
I tossed the standpipe thing out, what you're talking about, standpipe basically out
Mhm.
there, not really a whole tower, just a
Uh,
cylinder.
and
And, they said millions,
Really?
the tower company did over there.
How much?
Millions. That's all I got out of them,
And that was how long
a
ago?
lot of money.
What about the situation of putting a new water tower in? What about our lines feeding it? Are they gonna be good enough, or if you did go with a new water tower?
No, the way the water tower, you mean feeding to town?
Yeah, into the water tower.
I think feeding to town were pretty good, but the water comes in up at the reservoir behind the village, and then the water tower is just basically an overflow. Whenever we pressure the system, it just fills the tower up.
Mm.
It's don't have a separate line going to it, it's all, everything looped together. It just kinda fills it up, works as an overflow, and then it hits the top of the tower and says I'm full, so it shuts off. Otherwise, it says I'm not full, it keeps running over, and it runs down the street, and I get a phone call. But we also have the VFDs now too, or one of the VFDs. We've talked, eventually about getting another one someday. And with a VFD, that's what that does, it speeds up and slows down to keep your pressure in town. It's also a lot better on the equipment. I mean, you can tell when it starts and stops, it doesn't hammer. So, someday I hope we can get another one of them, but I also keep thinking about that transformer across from the power plant. So, that's been there the whole time I've been working here, and I've been here almost 30 years, so. And if it ever goes, it's gonna be, I hate to even guess, I bet you're gonna be hundreds of thousands.
And don't
And
get,
I don't know
get
how
me-
long you wait, cause and our power plant right now, in the summertime, it will not hold the whole town. I mean, we had to run 2 generators the last time we ran, we only ran until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So being a generator down to the one that blew up that we don't use no more. And then being one down right now because the 9-cylinder's still down. I haven't had anybody come in and look at it yet. So we only got 2, so I don't know that we can hold, on a good hot summer day, I don't know that we'll hold the town. So if we don't have a way to reroute power, we might be,
You're talking on our own.
huh?
You're talking on our own, we couldn't hold it.
I don't think so.
And don't misunderstand me, guys, I'm all for getting street work done, I just think, man, and I've talked about this a lot in detail, long-term, we could be 15, 20 years down the road, but I think it's something we need to at least think about, is projecting that money down the road somewhere.
It doesn't need to be something that jumps up and surprises us.
Yeah, we need to be
No.
prepared for it, for sure.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the soil stuff you're talking about. I just said, I've been here 30 years and we haven't had an oil spill. We've had 2 in the last year.
So what
I don't
happened,
know how I got lucky enough to be here when it happened.
what happens if we can't use the water tower anymore?
Can't use the water tower? I mean, your VFD would pick up some. You're still gonna have to have a pressure relief somewhere for the VFD, cause it can't shut down fast enough to keep from overpressure, so there's still gotta be something out there. But that VFD's gonna run all the time then. But it would I mean, you could, it'd be just like when we drain the tower, you put pop-offs around town. And if it overpressures, it's gonna do the pop-offs around town, blow up the fire hydrants, but it could be done, you know. We just have to figure out where the,
So stupid question, because I've never thought about this. But what are the regulations and the requirements for maintaining and changing out water towers for a major metropolitan city like Denver or wherever? Is it the same here, or is it?
I don't know that answer to that.
I think if you get lucky, you can get one that's 20 years newer, and they're already changing theirs out. You can buy something new, every year, but I don't even know if that's possible. And how would you make it work? But that's it, I don't know.
And they don't take very many of them down in one piece.
Usually not, yeah.
And I could have them inquire, come back and look at it again, but, cause when they were out here, they talked like ours wasn't that bad. I mean, cause I mentioned that standpipe and stuff, and they said, well, you probably need to take care of what you got, cause you're looking at lots of money if you have to build a new one.
Just thinking 10, 15, 20 years is probably what we're looking at.
I wish I could answer that.
Sure.
That's a guess.
Yeah.
Well, I think it needs to be something we think about now.
What,
Yeah,
didn't
what
somebody
was-
say at one time we had 25 years?
What was our last inspection like? That should have given you a clue.
Do you know? Last
Well,
inspection?
depend whatever I brought in, when did I bring, I don't remember when I brought that in, I don't think I have it
Last
with
year,
me.
It was last year.
Yeah,
I don't know if it gave a projected
say.
life expectancy of,
I don't know either.
I know on a lot of them inspections, they do give you kind of a life expectancy or, know if they
I
did
don't
or
think
not.
it did, but we have it up there too, I think, somewhere,
we can look into,
we can find it, yeah.
we'll get it for the next meeting so we can at least see what the last report was and
Yeah.
we can do some checking. Doesn't have to be done
Yeah,
right
I
away,
just,
but we need to kind of.
I know a lot of those inspections give you a life expectancy on stuff like that. I don't know if they do, but I mean,
And that's, fire department's gonna have their air compressor serviced the 21st of June, and that is all. That's all I have for now.
Anybody have anything for Dan?
Where we got with those that light pole over by the service station at Co-op Road, whatever it is.
I just need to get it done.
I noticed that there's a lot more light bulbs out too.
On Main Street?
Yeah.
I think some of that's contactors.
Well,
Loading boxes
There's
have
some globes that
contactors.
are,
Yeah, DJ was gonna go work on them, probably.
I'm sure the wind can help them.
He said something about working on them last couple of days. Or last week, I guess, maybe last week.
Also, how many people have had like current licenses this year? Upgrades and licenses?
You talking for certification? you
Yeah.
mean? I think just Jared this year. He's our wastewater guy.
Is there incentives for more pay on those?
But usually raise time we do it. We never talked about it any other time. I guess.
And when is raise time?
April. Anything else for Dan? If not, is there a motion to accept and file the superintendent report?
So moved.
Moved by Larry. Second by Randy, all in favor? Attorney report.
There are two things on the share that I sent in. One is the 2026 lease with CCKCF. The other is the termination of the airport lease and operation agreement. These are both discussed at the meeting, at the first meeting in December.
What else changed in the commercial lease?
So the commercial lease we had revised, it is not rent, it's a utility reimbursement. And so Article 6, which is, well, it says it's at the bottom of page 1, but it actually starts on the beginning of the articles on the beginning of page 2. It states that there is one set of meters for this building and that it cannot be determined what amount is used by which half. And so it is going to be a reimbursement and it is not to be considered a rent. That the tenant, which is CCKCF, provides valuable resources and funding to entities and projects which benefit residents of the city, and in accordance with such public purpose, the city as the owner of the building has determined that the tenant's use of the space without rent to be a valid and important public purpose. This is the public purpose doctrine that I discussed with you all at several other meetings, so I had changed the verbiage in there, to reflect the decision that the council had made. The rest of the document has the word rent changed to utility reimbursement, so it is not referenced as rent anymore, it is referenced as utility reimbursement.
Anybody have any problems with the lease agreement?
The amount stays the same, right?
The amount stays the same.
I hear a motion to approve.
So,
Moved by David, second by Justin, all in favor?
The other item I have is the termination of the airport lease. It was a 50-year lease, it's set to expire in 2029.
And just, I guess for the new ones, the city used to own the airport, and back in '08, we deeded it to the county. However, when they redid the surfacing this last summer, the grant funding still had the city listed, and so there's kind of some, they almost had to halt the project because of it. And Trissa found this 50-year lease agreement between the city of Bird City, the city of St. Francis, and the county, whereby both cities granted the county the authority to make decisions on the airport. Since we've now deeded the property to them, we really don't have any need to have any say-so, so we're just gonna terminate this early than to try to remember in a couple of years. So that's basically what this is.
I'll make a motion, go for it.
Moved by Bud, second by Larry, all in favor?
On the airport board.
You are?
And the other thing that was under me was already addressed, the property on Emerson.
What about the one listed still?
I have a copy of Lynn, let's just reach out to Lynn. On the equity,
Yeah,
we were just.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have anything new on.
No, that was.
If I'm supposed to have something new on that, I do not, so I
I was gonna reach out to Lynn and see what we needed to do to, right, we were gonna do
Yeah.
some sort of lease agreement or.
Right, and see what they were,
Yeah,
cause I don't know if that closed or not.
not on that part,
Okay,
that part is different,
okay,
so,
yeah. Yes. I will wait to hear from you, and when I do, I will type up a lease agreement.
okay, sounds good. Do I hear a motion to accept and file the attorney report? Moved by Justin, second by Randy. Treasury report?
We need to, make a motion to take Dara off as a signer at the bank, F&B Bank and Western State Bank. And then we need to discuss, who would be fairly available that would be able to sign checks if need be. I try to get the mayor's signature and the council president's signature, and then I sign the checks. But we need another person, so we can have 3 signatures, so we will then need a motion to add whoever you choose as a signer at the bank, F&B Bank and Western State Bank.
So you're talking about the mayor, the president, and someone else?
Yes.
I would say since you've been here the longest.
Trust me to sign checks.
Oh, it takes 3 signatures, so
Yeah,
none of us
you
can
can't
get
do
by
much by
with
yourself.
checks, right?
Are you good with that, Justin?
I'm
Okay,
good.
so do you want separate motions?
Probably, because I think that works for the bank a little better than they can see it clear cut.
Do I hear a motion to remove Derek Carmichael as a signer on the, which banks?
The bank,
B Bank and
F&B Bank.
F&B
And let's add Western State Bank. I'm not sure if we have her there, but let's just cover all of our bases on
and
this.
Western State Bank.
I'll make
Moved by Larry, second by Justin, all in favor. Okay, then do I hear a motion to approve myself and Larry and Justin as signers on the three banks as well?
So,
Moved by David, second by Randy, all in favor. With one.
If you're motioning for people who are already authorized to sign, you might wanna add Jen into the motion, because
I would just say,
There.
let's, how about let's word it, motion to add Justin Lohr as an additional signer at all of the banks. Let's do that, because then I think that that'll cover leaving all of us on. It'll just, we've taken Dara off, and then it'll add Justin.
That was
So-
David's motion, Randy's second, yep. My misunderstanding.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Perfect.
Just covering all my bases.
I know, I was like,
Why you're here.
I was like, if we're covering that, then we need to add her. If she's signing them,
No,
she needs
I
to
don't
be
want her
in.
to have access.
Why
I
would the
just write the
treasurer need to
checks.
sign checks? My God.
So I will say this, I do not have the amount. Do you still have those library invoices?
No, I
Um,
didn't.
so you guys motioned to get that work done at the library. There at the end of the year, we had the two invoices from AB Plumbing and from TJ's Home Improvements. The work has not been completed, and so we need to unencumber those bills from 2025 and re-encumber them into the current year. But
Help her back that way on those repairs.
I am, oh, hold on, you guys might have it in here.
Just have the contractors, yeah, we're on the list, it's just a matter of when.
Yeah, okay, I do actually, pardon me, I had the paperwork in here. So the invoice from AB Plumbing was $650, the invoice from TJ's Improvements was $2,638. So we need a motion to unencumber these from 2025 and encumber them for 2026.
Do I hear a motion?
Moved.
Moved by Justin, second by David, all in favor.
Okay. For the new water system, I'm just giving you guys a heads up, I went ahead and signed this. We had to get a static IP, on our internet here at the office for the new water system. I think it adds security or something. So that's gonna increase our monthly bill by $9.95. So I just went ahead, we already had a contract with Five, so it's an addition to that. So I'm just letting you guys know I did that. They got the work done today, so Matt is able to start working with Dutton to start working on that piece of the new meter reading system. And then you guys, motion to approve us getting a new server at City Hall. I believe it was at the last meeting. So there's, our account manager at CIC is new, so when I reached out to her to get the specs, she didn't realize that she needed to send me a whole packet because there's gonna be some cost with CIC. So I do not have that amount yet. I've let Matt know. So I did not accept the quote last time because it all came up before I accepted the quote. So Matt, we're starting over. The gal at CIC sent me what we need to fill out for them to do the integration once the server's installed. So as soon as we get that from CIC, I will come back to the council with a new quote from Reach along with an amount for the integration from CIC. I will say it is likely gonna add about $5,000 to, along with that, the quote from Reach for almost 15 for the server. But we really need to do something because, we're on such a, our server's getting slow. In fact, today it took me an hour to run a process that normally takes 5-10 minutes, and they think it's because our SQL server is so old. So
degradation.
yeah, we actually took that server from the PD when they disbanded in 2018. So the server itself's 2018 SQL server. Even if we updated SQL server, that might buy us a little time, but I think at this point,
Concern
we,
was a couple of years old when, at that point.
it was, and
It's
so.
fine.
Yeah, so as soon as I get all the information that I need from CIC, I will come back with we're just gonna start the whole process over
Is
because
that gonna be in-house or off-site?
in-house.
In-house.
I personally would not recommend
For security
going
purposes.
off-site. I think we are better off having our server here. Just my opinion.
It's, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the cloud as long as you don't share all the data goes elsewhere. And not to the people that you want it to go to.
Well, and CIC does have what they call a server farm, but if CIC goes down, I know then there have been times they've been down a week, which has caused all the entities that have their stuff on the server farm there to be down a week. It can happen anywhere. I mean, the fact of the matter is we could get a brand new server and something could glitch with it and we could be down, but at least we're in control of our server here, I guess, so that's why we've done that.
We do have backup through Reach.
I did find out that if we did go down, we are backed up to their server farm, so we could run for a little while till we replaced our server. So we do have a little bit of security there. But where we keep our, so we do backups, but our server, it has served its purpose, I think, for the city, so. Anyway, so I apologize for that, and they told me that the gal's new, she hasn't been there very long, so. Learning curve for all of us, so I think that is all I have under the treasurer.
That'll cost you another 2 years here.
That's perfect, cause that would put me at 55, Justin. Y'all heard that?
Two on top of what she already had, so that's technically fine.
Let's see, making sure my thing's still recording here, it is in fact. So that's all I have for the treasurer's report.
Do you wanna just cover the clerk?
I would love to do that, I was gonna ask you. So there is a letter from the senior center, and I believe it's just an invitation to their annual meeting in a couple of days, so you guys can read through that. I guess I should also say, you've got your usual reports out there, the water and electric report. There's the options, the Friday memo. And then, you covered the dues. So I do think now that is all I have for you.
Is there a motion to accept?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I don't know if Carol's talked to any of the rest of you, but we're all welcome down there anytime to see what's going on and the improvements and stuff they've made.
And don't they have something coming up on the 14th?
I think
It's in that
that's what
letter,
it's-
yeah,
yeah.
the annual meeting. Do I hear a motion to accept and file the treasurer/clerk report?
So,
Moved by Larry, second by Randy, all in favor. Council comments, Bud, welcome back. What do you have?
Not much, except I'll get back to work on our sound system, now that I'm back.
Okay. Sounds good. David, welcome back as well. Do you have anything? No? Larry?
welcome to David, welcome to Randy.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome
That's all
Randy. Do you have
I've
any comments?
That's all I got.
Justin?
And nothing, welcome everyone.
I will just mention that Dan and I are headed to a meeting with Sunflower in the morning. Do you remember?
Yep.
Okay. He did now.
202 works.
202 it, yeah, so they're replacing a line from Holcomb to where,
Done by Sydney, Nebraska.
yeah,
Oh,
so
wow.
anyways, they are gonna tell us what to expect, yeah.
Did you wanna try to call this gal now and see?
The only
'Cause-
other thing is, I won't be at the next meeting, so.
No, I think we call her, so they didn't show up, and we do it at a different meeting.
Huh?
And that's up to,
I
that's
said, no,
totally
I
up
think
to
we
them.
call her and tell her they didn't show up, and we do it at a different meeting.
Like next meeting.
Or even the one after that.
What was that for?
The people that didn't show
Council
up, they're gonna
president.
change it to the next meeting, and I said, yeah, the next meeting, it was my understanding they were gonna be here, right, from that email.
So Lila did tell me today that the one gal, Shannon was not coming, but that's her cell, she gave her cell phone, but the other gal was coming. So I'm not sure.
What do you think, just table till the next one?
Let me look and see.
They're out, pushing on the door.
Everybody else made it in here, so I'm pretty sure we're golden there.
Well, we all know where we're going.
I'll start putting signs up.
Okay, well, if Lila said that was mine, it's mine. We need to review the bills on ordinance 1106.
Basically, we just go through and make sure that nothing looks out of place or.
If you have any questions on anything of what was spent. See you, Lauren.
There was no one outside.
Thank you.
Well, surely they would have came out and
I would think so. And if Lila had a conversation with him, I know she would have told him that, so.
Did you have some information on part of that? That was in our packet or something?
The paper I passed out. Just let it go by.
I guess I missed it.
It was in that packet you passed around, right?
Yeah, the ones
He
I
talked
had.
about it.
With the old thing.
Oh, the Alltech.
Like I said, I did ask the question of, what if we didn't have a line and all that, you know, like that would take more discussion and maybe a lot going on there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, the other thing I was gonna ask too, and I forgot all about this, was what happens if we don't have a power plant? And, I mean, they can't force us to do anything, can they?
What's that?
Prairie Land or Sunflower, they can't if we don't have any capacity to generate, there's nothing they can do,
Wasn't
is there?
wasn't there a
We'll set the
clause,
park.
Well, I get that, yeah, I get that.
wasn't there a clause somewhere along the line, I heard, this was back years ago, that I heard, as long as we had capability of powering our own as a backup, we were getting our power at a cheaper rate.
I don't know. There was something about that way back then, but I think that's changed.
Yeah, that's what was keeping the power plant going at the time. Oh God, this was 15, 20 years ago when I heard this.
Well,
Was that back when, remember when we were mandated to generate?
I think so.
And then JR said, we'll do it, cause they mandated we had to generate, and then we had to pay them for us generating power.
Yeah.
And JR said, that's fine, we're gonna pay it, but take us off the list. And that might have changed at that point, remember, cause
Wasn't that when that cold weather spell hit?
that
Yeah.
February, the ice storms
Because
down in
if
Texas.
if they get short on power, we're supposed to have to pick up.
After that happened,
I don't think so after that.
yeah, after that happened, JR said, take us off the list, we will not do that.
But I know we were getting our power
And
at
that
that
was done.
time.
I believe so, I don't know,
But
I mean,
at that time, they were supposed to be giving us power from them at a reduced rate because we did have that capability.
I don't know,
don't
I'd
know.
have to look into that.
I can't answer that truthfully, but
And here's the thing, if we can't generate, and Sunflower has a line go down and they're down for 3 days, our town's down for 3 days. If we have no capability of,
Right. I don't know, I'm not saying I wanna lose it, I'm
Yeah.
just saying at one time, that was one of the big
but that's one of our
factors.
decisions, if we've got a lot of money to spend there to get it,
Yeah,
also when they
Good
did the
function.
rice knee ship thing and did all the catalytic converters, we didn't do it, so we're limited to only so many hours a year we're allowed to run. And it has to be an emergency. According to what they're telling me. Of course, if you're gonna be in that think it's still, after so many hours, we can get fined for it. or
Well, and just like
whatever.
where we generated when Prairie Land was replacing the line, you know,
Right.
that's emergency. We're generating so our town has power while they're replacing stuff. That's,
I always kinda thought that that also give us, availability more grants.
I know I've got it, put your phone.
Yes. What?
I know I've got it, put your phone.
phone number?
I'm sure I've got it, but.
Three, three, two, 4, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I've got it.
12 and 10.
The 8 blew up.
Yeah, no, that blew up a long time ago. Really long.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I know, it was after I left.
We're having an executive session after you guys approve this.
Executive session.
is that 70, 78?
Yeah, 70, 78.
What's that?
You can keep that. Why don't you just keep it at your spot? Yep. And then that way you'll always have them.
What's that?
Yeah.
Normally you have 2 or 3.
That's okay. That's why I brought the box in here.
If I don't know people's
I
numbers,
very seldom take much, so.
I tend to not answer. If they leave a message and I know who it is, then I'll answer, but
I text you so you have mine.
I think I've got yours
Do you? Okay,
already.
okay, well,
If not, if you
I
send me a
text you,
text.
yep, I
I
did.
may, I may have yours too, but
So. I lost
you
somewhere.
need to, something else?
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 1106?
For the bills?
I move.
Moved by Justin. Second by Randy, all in favor? I'll find it and sign. 5 minutes, you think, Jen? I don't know what we have.
I would do 10 probably.
We're gonna need 10 minutes of executive session for non-elected personnel to review city clerk applications.
And then 10 minutes after that, please.
Okay, would you like to give me a motion first, and maybe?
I'll move that we go into executive session for 10 minutes coming out at 8:42 for the purpose of non-elected personnel.
See you, Sherry. Are you leaving?
I'm leaving.
All right, see you, Sherry.
See you, Sherry,
For
Bye, Sherry.
review of city clerk
for
application.
review of city clerk
Do you want
applications.
Dan and Jen?
Yes,
Okay.
everybody in the room.
Moved by Larry, second by Randy, all in favor?
Okay.
And then I'll work something out.
We're out of executive session, no decisions were made. Larry?
I need a motion to, or can I just make the motion? I move that we go into executive session for 10 minutes, coming out at 9:55 for, non-elected personnel and, employment opportunities, I guess, or non-employment opportunities. Job performance issues.
You want just the council?
Just the council, please,
So I don't know.
and the mayor.
It's been moved by Larry. For a second. Second by Randy, all in favor?
It did pass.
Okay.
We're out of executive session, no decisions were made. I guess we get, do you know where we're at on the, beer license? I was asking, cause we talked about that right before he left.
Yeah,
We had signed stuff, but there's a time frame. That's why we signed it, and I don't remember that.
I saw that it was passed, but I never saw when it comes to effect.
I think we're gonna have to ask Lauren for sure. I know that it had to be, published twice, and we got it published twice. Beyond that, I'm not sure. It might be a great question for Lauren before we say anything, cause man, I'd hate to say something wrong.
Yeah, okay.
One took longer than the other one, so we did the process for the one or something, and
I was just trying to get caught up on it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but I do know it got published twice.
Do you, we probably need to get these back to you?
Yes, if you guys would flip those all back to,
anything on this, right? On the housing.
right, you just need to sign it, I'll attest it, and then I'll do what I need to. Hey bud, do you mind taking that? That's the check for the gas that we bought.
Oh,
You okay with that?
yeah,
Beats mailing it, have it sooner.
yeah. Did you find out any more? Because, we did some more checking and there's no,
No.
and
There still is.
we went straight taxation department.
Yeah.
This year?
No, honestly, I didn't
Okay,
even
I'll
look
leave this
into it. I was gone a few days over Christmas and,
So are you guys
Justin's
gonna
gonna
still
have
be
to-
coming up or not? I haven't seen anybody, or
I-
they haven't told me one way or the other.
well, they bought some in December. I don't know what they're doing. That would be a great question for Dan.
So,
Thanks.
Thursday,